Hello, welcome back to Lample Stock, and we're going to be talking about the third commandment.
Continuing with our series, Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain.
It is Exodus 20, verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
That's also duplicated in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 5 and 11 says the exact same thing. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name, the Lord thy God's name in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
So I'm going to look up the word vain because a lot of people say, if you say, God damn, you were taking the Lord's name in vain. Y'all blaspheming. And
Really? Are we doing Southern Belle? I mean, is that what happened?
I'm gonna say, I do not
Are
like
we from
to
Mississippi
hear,
now? Just checking.
I do not like to
Georgia,
hear when
maybe?
someone says God damn. Because, if my husband says it, I'll hit him and tell him to stop it. But
You should
that's
stop it.
not taking the Lord's name in vain. It really has nothing to do with it. It's just words. Because vain means, there's two definitions if you're on Google. One is having or showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. Okay, so I'm going to skip that one because that's not the definition I'm looking for at the moment. The one that you need for this one means producing no result or useless. Now, a lot of people talk about cussing or cursing. And, well, when I say shit, I'm not cussing or cursing or anything like that. I'm saying a word, and it's a word in the English language. Could be in other languages, I don't know. But that's all it is. It's just a word. When you curse somebody, what you're doing is saying that you want the Most High to do something not so nice to that person. That is cursing someone. If I say shit, I'm just saying shit.
Yeah, you're just using a word for poop, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you pissed me off. So whichever, it has nothing to do with the Bible, but people do that type of stuff all the time. I know my family be like, what is it? Cleanliness is next to godliness, and they mean that my house should be clean. Well, that has
No, I think they mean your language should be clean.
Either way, it has nothing to do with the Bible verse or the intention behind that verse, which is talking about there are things that are clean according to the Most High and things that are unclean according to the Most High. But so people take Bible verses all the time and change their meaning to go with whatever they want it to be. So
Let me take another one of the words in the phrase. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord name of the Lord thy God in vain. Let's take the word take for just a second.
okay.
All right. When you go to Strong's Hebrew dictionary for take, there is a lot of possible meanings for this word, but none of them have to do with speaking. I guess is the one to say it. None of them have to do with speaking. They have to do with uphold or bear up, carry, bring forth. So these are all actions. This is not speaking. It's about an action. And I would like to use, there is another Bible verse that actually expounds on this one particular idea. And it is Proverbs 30 and 9. And that verse is, let I'm sorry, let me back up. Let's do 30 and 8. We'll start there. 1 and 4. Remove.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
38:14.
No, I'm sorry. Proverbs 30 and 8.
Okay.
All right. Remove far. Stop looking over my shoulder. Remove. Remove me far from vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, Who is Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. Now, notice it's not about him saying something. He says, steal and take the name in vain. What this is saying is, if you are, and I'm going to use Hebrew Israelite because that's what we're talking about. If you're a Hebrew Israelite and you are breaking the law, you're doing things that you know you should not be doing in public. You are taking the name of the Most High in vain. Because you are showing the world that it doesn't matter, that the Most High doesn't matter to you. That's what you're doing. You're taking his name in vain.
When you say that you are a Hebrew Israelite, what you are saying is that the Most High is your God. So that is you taking his name. You are putting his name, his throne, his power on you. And you say you represent it. So when you go out and you do something that goes against what the Most High says, you are telling everyone around you that your God does not matter to you. That he is useless and powerless. Because if you believed in what he said, there's no way in hell you would be breaking his commandments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the Christian churches, the Baptist churches, that's what I'm going to use. The Baptist churches do this all the time, where you have these pastors who are like sleeping with members of the congregation, stealing money. All those acts are, yes, it might be stealing, or it might be adultery, or it might be whatever, but the other act that they are doing is taking the Lord's name in vain.
The greater act that they are doing is taking the Lord's name in vain.
Absolutely, because they are claiming to be a representative of their God, and I'm going to say there because it's not mine. They're doing it. What they're doing is confusing. Anyway, they are taking who they worship in vain, because obviously, from their point of view, he doesn't matter.
And that's what they say. They say, well, Jesus died for my sins, so I don't have to do or follow the laws. So what you're saying is that there was this God, and he did all of this stuff, and he said you had to do all of these things, but you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you ain't scared of him. Somebody came in and told you you didn't have to. Now, that's not what Jesus ever did or said. Because he said not one jot or tittle will be taken from the law until heaven and earth pass away. That's what Jesus said. But they say that he changed the law, and so they are taking the Lord's name in vain. But also, when you look at Hebrew Israelites, because that's what I focus on, because that's who I am. And when I see them out on the street and they are preaching to people, and if someone comes up to them and asks them a question that they don't know the answer to, or doesn't just accept the bullshit that they said because they said it, one of the first things they'll do is start talking about them and putting them down and being mean and being nasty, because they don't know how to answer the question, because they don't know the answer, or they just have got so much pride that they don't feel that they should be questioned. So they are taking the Lord's name in vain when they do that, because they are pushing away someone that the Most High could have been trying to attract. if it's not the person that they are talking to, it is the people who are looking on. Because as me, if I'm in the audience and I'm listening to you and you start talking nasty to someone because they asked you a question, well, I'm done listening to you.
Absolutely. You can't. These are all examples of taking the Most High's name in vain. It's an action. That's the key point that we're trying to get here. It is an action. It is not. It's not you just saying some foul word. I mean that's beside the point.
Yeah. Just because I don't like the way a word sounds, because I've been trained to believe or brainwashed or mind washed into believing that it's a bad word, does not mean that it is a bad word. We need to let go of this heathen thought process and mentality, because the word bitch used to be something that people used all the time. It was a common word. It meant a female dog. And now if you say the word bitch, people are like, oh, my delicate ears.
Well, the other reason is people are now changing the definition.
Well, yeah, that's
because,
true.
Well, I guess maybe they're not. They're just labeling a person with a word that has nothing to do with people. All right? Bitch has nothing to do with people. It is a female dog. That's what it is. That's it. You should not call a person that, because that's not what they are. I mean, that's not what they are.
But that's more into words and their meanings and the way they affect people. Because if you look at the, words that they use for females versus words they use for men, it's all part of a pattern or a plan in order to keep people divided and separated. But anyway,
not the topic for this
video.
video.
Not the topic. Taking the Most High's name in vain. It really upsets me to see someone say that I worship or I believe or I follow the Most High, and then have them talking about having sex and doing all types of nasty stuff, or hanging out and just No,
I'll give you the best one. And I'm gonna have to go back over to this one. An entertainer gets up on the stage.
Yes.
Some entertainer gets up on the stage, and they just won an award, and they walk up there and they're like, well, thank God I won this award. I want to thank God because I did this. And then the very next line that comes out of their mouth, we got an after party, and we're going to be doing this. We're going to be getting naked and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what? What are you doing? What? No. Obviously.
That's one of the reasons why I can't stand Trey from, what's his stupid show called?
No, The Ledge?
No, The Ledge Show. Because he's always talking about how he is a believer and he believes in God, but then he talks about how he is spiritual, and he always wants to talk about grown up talk on his show, and then he wants to talk about how he has magical powers, as if somehow magic and God can go together. And he wants to say, oh, well, he's not gay, but he has no problem with people being gay. There's nothing about him says that maybe he believes in the Christian God, but he sure as hell does not believe in the God of the Bible or the Most High.
Yeah. Okay. We're still getting off the topic again.
Okay.
Anyway, back to taking the name of the Most High in vain. This is, and the key point here, this is an action. All right? Not words, not phrases coming out of your face. It is your actions. What you do to represent the Most High, and everything counts. So whatever you're doing, if you're representing the Most High poorly, that's taking his name in vain.
Yes, because, you have to be worried about what people see. If I am trying to say, hey, I want you to come and look at the Bible, look at the Most High, look at this, but I'm out there committing all types of sin, why are you going to listen to me?
Absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely right. So this has been Lamp Oil Lights look at the third
You
commandment.
mess it up every
Time.
time.
It's lamp oil stock. I should have called it lamp oil light. This is lamp oil stocks. Look at the third commandment, part of our ongoing series. Check out our other 2 videos. They're out there on YouTube and on Black
all
Junction.
of our videos. Get them to check out all of our videos.
Check out all of our videos
Thank you.
on YouTube and
Like
Black Junction. I'm still trying to give shout outs to them because it's a great little service. We're using it. It's good stuff. That's where all of our videos happen to be at. Anyway, take a look at those things. Leave us a comment or like or dislike, whichever makes you feel better. And hopefully you guys will learn something and have a great evening.
Bye.